Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're heading somewhere most of us will never actually go, the ocean floor.
That's right.
We all, love a good beach day. But what's down there in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean is a whole other world.
It is, and it's a world that covers over 70% of our planet's surface.
Wow.
And yet we know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the ocean depths.
Okay, now that's a bit freaky. It makes you realize how much we still have to discover.
It really does.
So what's stopping us? Why is exploring the deep sea so much more challenging than, say, going to space?
Well, imagine the pressure down there. For every 10 meters you descend, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere.
Oh.
At the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. It's like having over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level pushing down on you.
Ouch. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah, and then there's the darkness. Sunlight only penetrates the top layer of the ocean. As you go deeper, it gets progressively darker, until you reach a point where there's no light at all. Yeah, that starts at about 1 kilometer down, in a zone called the bathypelagic zone.
So how do creatures even survive down there? What's it like in this zone of perpetual night?
It's a world of bizarre adaptations. Some creatures have evolved bioluminescence, the ability to produce their own light, like those anglerfish with their glowing lures.
Oh, okay. That's giving me Finding Nemo vibes.
Yeah.
Are those anglerfish really as creepy in real life?
Well, they can be pretty freaky looking with those gaping mouths and sharp teeth, but there's also a strange beauty to them, a testament to the incredible diversity of life on Earth. And speaking of strange beauty, have you ever seen a blobfish?
Is that the one that looks like a blob?
Exactly. It's often called the world's ugliest animal, but that's only when it's out of water, in its natural habitat at depths of over 1,000 meters. It actually looks quite different. It's all about adapting to the pressure.
It's incredible how life finds a way to exist in such extreme environments. But let's go even deeper. What happens after the bathypelagic zone?
We enter the abyssopelagic zone, which starts at about 4 kilometers deep. Here the pressure is even more intense, and the temperatures are near freezing. It's a very harsh environment, but even here life persists.
This is where it starts to feel truly alien.
It does, and yet there's a strange familiarity too. The drive to explore the deep sea, to push the boundaries of what we know, is very similar to the urge that led us to explore space.
So you're saying there's a connection between deep sea exploration and the space race. That's fascinating.
Absolutely. Think about it. Both involve venturing into the unknown, facing extreme challenges, and developing cutting-edge technology to survive and explore. During the Cold War, nations competed to develop submarines that could dive deeper and stay submerged longer, much like the race to reach space.
That makes sense. It's that same human desire to push the limits to discover what's out there, no matter the cost or the danger. But while space exploration grabbed headlines, the deep sea remained largely hidden from public view.
Exactly. For centuries, the depths of the ocean were shrouded in mystery and fear. Early attempts at exploration were limited by the technology of the time.
Right.
Can you imagine diving in a contraption made of leather and wood?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. Who was brave enough to try that?
Well, back in the 17th century, a Dutch inventor named Cornelius Drebbel created what's considered the first true submarine.
Wow.
It was basically a rowboat enclosed in a waterproof leather skin and propelled by oars. Primitive, yes, but a remarkable feat of engineering for its time.
It's a reminder that every great journey starts with a single, often audacious step.
And from there, the quest to explore the depths only intensified. We had visionaries like Leonardo da Vinci sketching out early submarine concepts. Then centuries later, pioneers like William Beebe and Otis Barton descended to over 900 meters in their bathysphere in the 1930s.
That must have taken incredible courage, being crammed into that tiny sphere and lowered into the abyss.
It did. And their work paved the way for later explorations, including the development of scuba gear by Jacques Cousteau in the 1940s. This revolutionized underwater exploration, allowing divers to move freely and film the underwater world.
Speaking of iconic explorers, we can't forget Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh, the first humans to reach the bottom of the Mariana Trench in 1960. That's a feat that for a long time remained more exclusive than walking on the moon.
It really puts the challenges of deep-sea exploration into perspective. Imagine the pressure. The darkness, the sheer remoteness of it all. It took over 50 years for another human to repeat that journey to the Challenger Deep, the deepest known point in the Mariana Trench.
Wow. It's amazing how far we've come in terms of technology and understanding. But it's also humbling to realize how much we still don't know. we have more detailed maps of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor.
It's true, and that's where the challenge of mapping comes in. Traditional sonar methods are slow and painstaking, like trying to piece together a giant jigsaw puzzle in the dark. But there are new technologies emerging, like autonomous underwater vehicles or AUVs that can operate independently and gather data over large areas.
So it's like sending out robotic explorers to chart the unknown. That's pretty cool.
It is, and this data is crucial for understanding the ocean floor, its topography, its composition, and even the life it supports. There is a global effort underway called the Seabed 2030 project that aims to map the entire ocean floor by 2030.
That's incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
But why is mapping so important? What can we learn from having a complete picture of the ocean floor?
Well, for starters, a detailed map would be invaluable for a whole range of applications, from navigation and shipping to understanding ocean currents and predicting tsunamis. It can also help us find shipwrecks, place underwater cables more effectively, and even identify potential sources of resources.
Hold on, resources. Doesn't that raise some concerns about deep-sea mining? We don't want to start plundering this pristine environment before we even fully understand it.
You're absolutely right. The potential for deep-sea mining is both exciting and concerning. It could provide access to valuable minerals, but it also carries significant environmental risks. Striking a balance between exploration and conservation is crucial.
This brings up a really important point, the need for responsible exploration. We need to approach the deep sea with a sense of wonder and respect, understanding that our actions have consequences.
Absolutely. And as we delve deeper into this mysterious realm, we need to remember that we're not just explorers. We're also stewards of this incredible planet.
Well said. It seems like there's a lot to consider as we continue our journey into the deep. It's a world of immense challenges and breathtaking discoveries, and we've only just scratched the surface.
And that's what makes it so fascinating. Every expedition, every new piece of data brings us closer to understanding this vast and complex realm.
This has been an incredible start to our deep dive, but there's so much more to explore.
There is.
We'll be back after a short break to continue our journey into the mysteries of the ocean floor. Stay tuned.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the ocean depths. Before the break, we were talking about the challenges and opportunities of mapping the ocean floor, and I have to admit, the sheer scale of it all is a bit mind-boggling.
It's a massive undertaking, that's for sure. But as we gather more data, we're starting to piece together an incredible picture of what lies beneath the waves. It's like unveiling a hidden world. A landscape as diverse and dramatic as anything we find on land.
So what are we seeing? What kinds of features are hidden down there?
Well, we're talking about vast mountain ranges, deeper and longer than anything on the continents. There are canyons so deep they dwarf the Grand Canyon. We're finding underwater volcanoes, hydrothermal vents spewing superheated water, and plains that stretch for miles.
Okay, you mentioned hydrothermal vents. I remember learning about those in school. But can you remind me why they're so special?
Imagine fissures in the ocean floor where water heated by volcanic activity escapes, creating these incredible plumes of hot mineral-rich fluid. And what's amazing is that these vents support entire ecosystems that thrive in the absence of sunlight.
Wait, so there are creatures down there that don't rely on the sun for energy. How is that even possible?
It's through a process called chemosynthesis. Instead of using sunlight for energy, like plants do in photosynthesis, bacteria around these vents use chemicals in the vent fluids to create energy. It's like an entirely different form of life, and it forms the basis of a whole food chain.
So it's like an alien world right here on Earth.
Yeah.
What kinds of creatures are we talking about?
We're talking about giant tube worms, blind shrimp crabs with hairy claws that farm bacteria for food, and all sorts of other bizarre and fascinating creatures. It's like something out of a science fiction movie.
It's incredible how life finds a way to thrive in even the most extreme environments. And you said these vents are part of a whole food chain.
They are. Larger animals like fish and octopuses are attracted to the vents for the abundance of prey. And even some deep sea sharks have been observed in the vicinity. It's a delicate balance, a reminder of how interconnected everything is in the deep sea.
And it makes you wonder, if life can exist in these extreme conditions, what else might be out there? Could there be life on other planets or moons in environments we once thought impossible?
It's a question that scientists are actively exploring. The discoveries we're making in the deep sea are expanding our understanding of what's possible and challenging our assumptions about the limits of life itself.
Speaking of limits, we've talked about the challenges of pressure and darkness in the deep sea. Are there other challenges that researchers face when exploring this environment?
Absolutely. The deep sea is incredibly remote and difficult to access. Submersibles, the vehicles used to explore the depths, are expensive to build and operate. And even with the most advanced technology, there's always an element of risk involved.
It's a high-stakes endeavor, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the rewards can be immense. What are some of the most exciting discoveries that have been made in recent years?
Well, one area that's generating a lot of excitement is the study of deep-sea corals. These slow-growing organisms create reefs that provide habitat for a diverse array of marine life.
Wait, corals in the deep sea. I thought corals needed sunlight to survive.
Many do. But deep-sea corals have adapted to life in the dark. They obtain their energy from the nutrients that drift down from the surface or from the chemosynthetic bacteria that live in their tissues.
It's amazing how adaptable life can be.
Yeah.
And these deep-sea corals, do they have any special significance?
They do. Deep-sea corals can live for hundreds or even thousands of years, and their skeletons act like time capsules, recording changes in ocean conditions over time. By studying them, we can gain insights into past climates, ocean currents, and even the extinction of ancient species.
So they're like a window into the history of our planet, a record of events that happened long before humans were around.
Exactly. And this information is crucial for understanding how our planet works and how it has changed over time. It can also help us predict future changes, like the impacts of climate change on the ocean.
That's a powerful reminder that the deep sea isn't some isolated, irrelevant realm. It's an integral part of our planet's ecosystem, and its health is ultimately linked to our own.
It is. And as we continue to explore the deep sea, we're realizing just how much we still don't know. There are undoubtedly countless species yet to be discovered, ecosystems yet to be explored, and secrets yet to be revealed.
It's both humbling and inspiring to think about all that lies hidden beneath the waves. It's a testament to the boundless diversity and resilience of life on Earth.
And it's a reminder that we still have so much to learn about our own planet. The deep sea is a frontier of endless possibilities, and the journey of discovery is only just beginning.
I can't wait to see what we uncover next. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the challenges of exploration to the incredible discoveries being made, but we're not done yet.
There's still much more to explore. After the break, we'll delve into the potential of the deep sea, the risks and rewards we face, and what the future holds for this incredible realm.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We spent this episode journeying to the deeper parts of our planet, a realm that often feels more alien than anything we can imagine.
It's a world of extremes, where life has found incredible ways to adapt and thrive in the face of challenges we can barely comprehend.
And yet, as we've been discussing, the seemingly remote world is intricately connected to our own lives in ways we're only beginning to understand.
That's right. The deep sea plays a crucial role in regulating our climate, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Understanding this process is vital for predicting and mitigating the impacts of climate change.
It's amazing to think about how these deep-sea processes, hidden from our view, have such a profound impact on the entire planet.
It really highlights the interconnectedness of everything on Earth, from the surface to the deepest trenches. What happens in one part of the ocean affects the whole system.
It makes you realize that we can't just ignore what's happening in the deep sea. We have a responsibility to understand and protect this incredible realm.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore, we're finding even more reasons to care about the deep sea. Scientists are studying deep-sea organisms for their potential to produce new medicines, including antibiotics and anti-cancer drugs.
So the deep sea could hold the key to treating some of humanity's most pressing health problems.
It's certainly a possibility. The deep sea is a vast genetic library, and we've only just begun to explore its potential. Who knows what other breakthroughs might be waiting to be discovered?
It's like a treasure chest of knowledge waiting to be unlocked. But as with any treasure, we need to be careful not to exploit it recklessly.
Exactly. There's a delicate balance between exploration and exploitation, between harnessing the potential of the deep sea and protecting its fragile ecosystems.
And that's where responsible exploration comes in. We need to approach the deep sea with respect, using the most advanced technologies to minimize our impact, and ensure that our actions don't harm this incredible environment.
It's about finding ways to explore sustainably, to learn from the deep sea without damaging it, and to share that knowledge with the world so that we can all appreciate and protect this extraordinary part of our planet.
This brings us to an important question. What can we as individuals do to support deep-sea exploration and conservation? It can feel overwhelming to think about how to make a difference in such a vast and seemingly remote environment.
You're right, but every action counts. Staying informed is a great first step. Read about the latest discoveries, learn about the challenges facing the ocean, and support organizations working to protect it.
Sharing our passion for the ocean with others is also crucial. We can encourage friends and family to learn more, to make sustainable choices, and to support policies that protect our oceans.
Small actions can have a big impact. Choosing sustainable seafood, reducing our plastic consumption, and advocating for responsible deep-sea management are all ways we can make a difference.
It's about recognizing that we're all connected to the ocean, whether we live on the coast or far inland. The health of the ocean is ultimately linked to the health of our planet and the well-being of all life on Earth.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just explorers of the deep sea, but also its guardians. And the more we learn about this incredible realm, the more we realize how much we need to protect it.
Well said. As we conclude our deep dive into this mysterious world, I'm left with a sense of both awe and responsibility. Awe at the incredible diversity and resilience of life in the deep sea, and responsibility to ensure that future generations can continue to explore and marvel at its wonders.
It's been an incredible journey, exploring the challenges, the discoveries, and the potential of this extraordinary realm. And as we resurface from our deep dive, I hope we all carry with us a renewed appreciation for the importance of the ocean and a commitment to protecting its future.
Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the spirit of discovery alive.